games are already live. We're casting those games live. We have the Aoe2 Specialist Cup. As always, we have a show match on the closed map pool. And we have White versus OrangeMamba. Both well-known players within the community, especially when it comes to casting with the Tactical Tea Time from the TCC server. And let's quickly jump right into the draft. The admin events were Dazong and Amazon Tunnel, followed by Ring of Reeds, Savall, Fortified Clearing, Golden Fort. Glade, we are going to see this map for the first time, which is very exciting because I was hoping this map to have a little bit of the spotlight because it hasn't been played so far. Then we have Hidden Forts, a map that we have seen a few times, and Regicide Fortress. We know that map, it's been around for a long time, but we haven't seen it in this tournament. So, of course, very excited to see what players come up with. So, on closed maps, the dynamic of the drafts, of course, shift by a long shot. We have suddenly civilizations like Bohemians, Portuguese, Spanish, Turks, especially Burgundians, all the typical favorites that usually don't really see play on hybrid or open land maps. Instead, we have a lot of boomy civilizations, a lot of civilizations with a great late game. We have Britons, we have Cumans maybe with the 2TC boom, we have Koreans, which have a very deadly castle drop, we have Byzantines who have a great late game, they have bombard cannons, they have very cheap trash units. Same goes for Vietnamese. Franks are a good booming civ. We have Ethiopians are on probably for something like Hidden Forts and maybe Mayans. I'm really excited to see what these players are going to do on Glade, which is why I'm no longer keeping a hostage. I'm booting up the game and then we're going to jump right into it.
Oh, wait a second. I need to click yes. Do you actually want to download this map?
Yeah, exactly.
You want to go to lifetime?
I think we should, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going forward now. Okay, I have to adjust the game sound here in this. Give me a second. This is way too loud. Alright, I adjusted the sound on Capture H. I hope they're not that far in. That might be a bit of a problem.
No, it's Glade. We'll be fine.
Yeah, it's Glade.
Close
so, welcome to Glade, one of the map we haven't seen so far. We have an interesting civ matchup in Mayans versus Byzantines. I'm going to explain the map very quickly, as the red scout made it into OrangeMamba's base. He might live to regret that. No, he killed it. Okay, that's what 8 times speed gives you. The map has unique features in that it's similar to Arena in a way where we have a lot of open space in the middle and extra golds and extra resources, but you are trapped in that very tiny hideout of yours, where you have one gold pile, one stone pile, and that's pretty much it. You have no deer to push, you have a lot of wood around UTC, and I think the more interesting part is, yes, you can wall this off pretty easily, but if you give your opponent enough time, he might just keep you in there and take the initiative, which is exactly what we're seeing. Maybe we shouldn't. I mean, it feels like they've already been in the game for a longer time, because OrangeMamba is doing exactly what I was about to suggest, because if your opponent stays in his hideout and you just castle the entrance, that might be a bit of a problem for you. Yeah.
I have my strategy ready. I know exactly what I want to do on this map, and I'm not going to tell you, because I'm going to try to get it. Yeah, I have my strategy ready.
Oh, you mean?
Yeah, they're quite far. They're quite far into their game already.
They are quite far in. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, where do you want to just go lifetime? I don't know how far in you are.
I'm 25:38 right now. I'm not lifetime yet.
Okay, let's go to 25 minutes and just cast lifetime.
Okay, and then cast from there. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I thought they were like 10 minutes in, so I was like, we're gonna miss Dark Age. It's fine.
Yeah. I thought the same thing.
There, but yeah, this is way further in than I thought they were.
Yeah, same here, because they typed starting like I think 14 minutes ago or something. It didn't really make sense.
Okay.
Okay, I'm at 25. Let's do YouTube.
I am at 25 as well.
Alright,
okay,
3, 2, 1, let's go. So what we've seen is, I mean, the Dark Age is pretty irrelevant. Both players chose to go Fast Castle, and OrangeMamba tries to keep his opponent in there. On the Mayans with the Forward Castle, trying to keep him in his little space. He has already expanded to the right with a TC with a mill in the range and the barracks forward. Wait, what is going to go for Imperial Age, obviously cheaper with the Byzantines, and he is going to try to use that timing to fight his way out of his own base and get some space on the map, as we see Elite Skirm, Heavy Plow, and Scaleboarding armor coming in. Yeah, we've skipped through a lot. What do you think? Who's actually in the favorable position right here?
So I really like the strategy from both players. Like OrangeMamba recognized that he could just lock his opponent in with a castle. Then Aoe2 did like a little bit of a feudal boom type thing, where he went for some farms, then got the castle age, got the castle up, pretty much went to imp. What I like about this map is that the gold and the stone is very limited, so it's only 4 tiles, there's only 3 tiles left right now for Aoe2, but so you have to fight your way out, and this is one of the ways to fight your ways out. Now what I'm concerned about is that Aoe2 is going to push back this castle, but then he's going to be in a position where he just has half the villagers and still a worse map position.
Yeah, how did OrangeMamba manage to go multiple DCs and forward castle first and have a very competitive in time? Like, he's only 1 minute behind the Byzantines here. That's crazy to me, and he has full control over the middle right now. Yeah, that might be a big issue. Thing. Yeah, it's Mayan things. I guess so.
And although he had the forward castle, right, he got to 3 TCs, but he didn't really invest that much. Like, he got pledging, okay, but he's only now making some plumes, so it's not like he was like full castle age. He just boomed a little bit and then went up.
Yeah, that is true. We see a few cataphracts in the middle. Like, what goes on in the head of Aoe2? Like, obviously he has to expand. I don't think he expects to be that much behind in terms of economy. I wouldn't expect it if I was in his shoes, definitely. And it's very interesting to see the dynamic of this map play out in this game. You mentioned there isn't much stone. I think you only have that 1 pile in your back, so heavy unique unit production might not be in the cards, but I think the first castle standoff in this game is very, very important.
Well, the thing is, here's what's gonna happen. Like, this castle for OrangeMamba is gonna go down. There might be a bit of a trap war, but there's no bombard cannons for Mayans, and Byzantine castles have so much HP. So he's gonna lose that castle, and he needs to think about the next step. And I really like the next step he's doing. He's gonna go Eagles. The problem for OrangeMamba, for Aoe2, is once he takes out that castle, he still doesn't really have a position on that map.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
OrangeMamba can delay that. Then he's gonna have some plumes, he's gonna have eagles, he's just gonna be ready to, like, still ready to pounce.
Yeah, he's going to have full control over the middle. He has handcart now for 94 villagers. As the Mayans, you might as well stop there, like close to 100 villagers. He's going to have full control over the middle with Town Watch, with the Eagles. And as you said, like, what are Byzantines going to do against the Eagles? Like, Byzantines aren't really well equipped to deal with those. You usually want to play with your trash units, the camels, the skirms, the pikemen, but if you go Eagles, none of these units really make any sense. So it's going to be very hard for Aoe2 to even, like, contest the space in the middle, even if this castle goes down. Yeah, I completely agree.
I would like to see OrangeMamba fire at the traps from Aoe2 instead of the castle. If you're just gonna be shooting for the castle, you should lose the Byzantines, the Mayans. The Byzantines have so much HP. If you take out the trap, then yes, you're gonna lose you even might lose your castle eventually. It's a little bit of a luck factor, right? Sometimes you hit, sometimes you don't.
That's
but you're
true.
gonna delay even more. You want to delay as much as possible, because right now there's just 1 eagle. You need to have eagles ready once you're gonna lose your castle.
That is true, but once this castle goes down and we are on eagles, we don't have any upgrades yet. So yeah, he is winning the trap war. Maybe that's already a sign of the better economy, and he's simply outproducing his opponent there. Maybe he just set up a way better economy, and he gets rewarded for that. The castle stays up, and I have no idea how Aoe2 is going to even remotely get control over the outside. I think this game is over. This game.
Yeah. There are elite skirms now, but they don't have pledging, so they're not really doing a lot. They're just gonna die to these plumes.
Yeah.
And now the cataphract are gonna do the same thing. Well, I'm amazed he won that trap war. Like, he was later.
He was later to imp, he had better trap numbers, and it's Byzantine castles with plus 40 HP. Yeah, that's very impressive. Yeah, it's sad that we didn't get to see much of the early and mid game, because that might have explained a lot. Maybe someone screwed up their builds and was, like, pretty slow. Maybe Aoe2 messed some stuff up. Like, It just
I
felt
looked
like...
at the idle TC time, it didn't look like it. Like he
Yeah.
had 1 minute of idle TC time. It didn't look like he was uncomfortable, had idle time, tried to go up, didn't have the rest. Yeah. These kind of
that's
packs are
true.
gonna die, and I think we're gonna see the TC pretty fast.
Yeah, pretty fast into the next game.
Yeah,
Firefish...
the one thing I'd like to see for OrangeMamba that he's not doing, he's not producing right now. Like there are the barracks, and it's just a little bit late. Like these should have been up when the castle war was going, and then he could have been on Eagles behind.
Yeah, but I mean, he has expanded to 40C to make sure that he is going to get the economy lead. He has a bunch of plumes in the middle anyway, and of course this game is already over, but maybe he just prioritized getting the economy lead to safely win this game, instead of going for less economy and just going for the kill right away. Maybe that might have been the plan, but Byzantines will really struggle in that position. I mean, this game has been over for a while now. In a couple of minutes we're going to see Eagles getting streamed into Wait What's economy, and all his economy is on the screen right now, and that's not because I zoomed out a lot, it's just he doesn't have much space. He loses his TC, and yeah, I think he's only trying to get in, to stay into this game to maybe get a little bit more finger practice, because I don't think he really has hope to play on here.
Yeah, I don't have much to add. This is over.
Yeah.
Maybe, like the only thing that can happen now is that like Wait What has a bunch of drums in the back, which we know he has 4, but the Eagles are gonna come in and they're just gonna clean everything up. Like what's left, basically.
Yep.
Yeah, I think what's gonna be interesting to see in this map when we get into the actual tournament is how the meta develops, because players like they wanna wall up. But I think players are gonna get some creative ways to like stop their opponent getting to their wall and pinning them in, like what happened in this game.
Yeah, exactly, because that's the great danger.
If you don't get out on the map, what are you gonna do? You have 4 tiles of gold, you have 4 tiles of stone. You just can't expand your economy in this little pocket. So
yeah, exactly.
I think this map is not gonna be a fast castle map.
You don't think so?
Eventually. No, I think on the higher levels, players are gonna play feudal, not to get like into their opponent's base, but to not get stuck in their own base.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. Maybe some civs that can do both. Maybe some civs like Melee even. Melee don't really rely on their castles that much. Melee can go fast feudal. Melee can still go very fast castle behind it. Maybe Melee might be an option as we see the GG coming in. But like, let's take a moment, because we've skipped a lot of this game, to really quickly talk about this map in general. You've said that it's going to be interesting how the meta is going to develop, and I completely agree. One thing that I theorized when I put this map in here is exactly what happened. That one player is leaning back way too much, the other player just comes forward with a castle, and one castle is enough to seal off this entire entrance, and that's just something you always have to keep in mind. And that's how this map is very interesting in a way, because it is very closed, it is a very, like, you can seal this off very easily. But you're on the clock. You have to get out there at some point, right? So that's going to be very interesting to see.
And maybe we might see players pick a civ like Khmer, for example, and just, if they get pinned in, try to cut their way out. That could be a strategy.
Dropping the castle and go ballista elephants to cut their way out. Oh, that's very
you only
cool.
need like
That's
a couple.
very cool idea, yeah.
Yeah, and maybe... But I think this map is gonna revolve around, if you get pinned into your base, you're basically dead. Like even for Wait What, yes, he had the faster in time. Technically, he had the better castle, but like the fact that his opponent expanded across the map, had more eco, he still couldn't push back in time.
That is true, yeah. We've exactly seen the danger of what happens if you let your opponent go to the outside. Perfect. And I'm very glad that we saw that map for the first time here. So I'm going to look for game 2 now. I'm gonna cast a little bit. While you try to get your issue resolved, I'm going to skip forward to live time in the meantime. Welcome to game 2. We covered game 1 and the map Glade briefly. We are on a map that we know from Hidden Cup 5. It was introduced in that tournament by the 90s map scripters. I think it's a very cool map. It is fairly close because the distance towards your opponent is very long. You are not fully walled, have to take care of that yourself. There's a ton of extra boars and gold in the middle. Some players decide to cut through, some players don't. Some players like to send a villager to grab the rhinos, some players don't. Some players prefer to play for the middle, some players prefer to expand to the outside. A lot can be happening. There might be feudal aggression with some archers or towers on the sides because you're not fully sealed off. And as we are already hitting a lifetime OrangeMamba, OrangeMamba in the blue in the north. We are on Ethiopians. Ethiopians we've actually seen a couple of times on this map, usually opting to play for some sort of fast archer play to contest this open space in the back of their bases. And the humans probably a little bit deceptive to that, because they will most likely play for the double TC boom. At least that's what I would have been would expect. What do you think?
Yeah, and I think you touched upon this, but the meta on this map during Hidden Cup, but also during Hidden Community Cup, shifted quite a bit, and I think we saw the same in Herod Coliseum, where initially, that's the word, players were like chopping through to the middle, taking the rhinos, and then like trying to have like their aggression in the middle. And then it kind of turned into, well, those rhinos, yes, they give you extra food, but farming might just be better, and Herod showed that during Hidden Cup.
Definitely.
And then it kind of turned into like a boom fest, like why chop into the middle? Like you just leave yourself vulnerable to your opponent. Why not go for a different wood line? Or like not chop through completely and just boom in the back. And I think we're gonna have one player that is gonna want to pressure through the middle. That's gonna be OrangeMamba. And like you said, wait, what? Did the boom build with humans? 2 on wood is now up, now plus 7 on wood, and I'm expecting to see a second TC.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Would you place that second TC?
We are going to hit the Feudal Age in 30 seconds. We might place it on the right with the berry bushes and the zebras, or we might go a little bit safer and drop it on the gold. We see 2 villagers who are miners, gold miners right now, go out to that gold mining camp. Maybe he's playing a little bit of the mind games. Maybe he's going, you expect me to go double TC? Maybe I'll just use the human discount on the military buildings? No, we're not. Okay. No. That was a nice idea, but he is dropping the TC between the gold and the wood. I was touching on some potential mind games, because Cuman can play Feudal Age very well because of the cheaper stable and range, but we are deciding to go for the 2 TC boom. And Ethiopians, I'm not quite sure what he's up to. He's going up very late. It's 24 plus 1. That seems more like a Fast Castle approach to me. Not deciding to punish the 2 TC, but I think going Fast Castle against human 2 TC, maybe with a siege push, as a follow-up can work very well to punish that.
Well, he's not going to be able to do that because he's walling on the sides. Like you see it, that's a lot of walling. So I don't think he's going to be able to achieve that. He will have quite a good castle time, as we see. Wait, what? Still pushing there. That's really nice. Wait, what? If you press Alt F and like you are on red point of view, you can see that he didn't actually scout those berries and the deer on the right side. So you, yeah, but like he could have decided to place his TC there on the foot. I like this TC. You have the safe gold now. You have more safe wood to take. And what's also interesting, what I would like him to do, is to get the villagers off of wood in that north lumber camp.
Yeah,
you
usually
don't want your opponent to be able to get through.
Well, yeah. First of all, you don't want. First of all, I completely agree. If you play that defensive Feudal Age, you shouldn't try to cut through. You should pull the villagers off. One thing you can do is shift click the villagers to the initial tree line, so they will never touch the second, which takes a little bit of APM and awareness to do. But not chopping through won't leave you open to something like a siege push through the middle, where the rush distance is shorter. And I'm a little bit confused what villagers we send to build that second TC, because usually you want to push, like, to take a little bit, like, or a few villagers off the wood to build that anyway, which I didn't think we did. So yeah, you touched upon it a little bit, as the villager is stuck trying to wall the top when he actually doesn't have to, because the wood line is kind of sealing it off. Yeah, the heavy walling, and we are also going for a mill at the right there for blue with 1 villager. I'm not sure if that's worth it. That's a little bit weird. Yeah, like, it's Fast Castle, I get the idea behind it, but the follow-up has to be something aggressive, usually against the human double TC. And with all that wood spending, I don't see that happening anytime soon, yeah.
Yeah, like, from where we are, we can see, oh, you should put, like, a siege workshop at the back, or maybe at the right side, and then push that TC. Like, that would be the right play. Obviously, he doesn't see that. It might just be a Fast Castle into boom. Like, I'm seeing a lot of farms come up. No horse color, no bidax. Obviously, we're doing a Fast Castle. So it just looks really weird right now. It looks like we're going for our own boom.
Yeah, the thing is, he should have had double bidax, because he's on the way up. He spent the wood for walling and for a mill. I think on the way, if you go Fast Castle, I think you should grab double bidax at least on the way. At least on the way up.
So what I would like, if you do a Fast Castle on this map and you wall, just wall from the wood line to your TC. Basically, he would have had a safe goal.
That's what I would have done.
Safe.
That's what I always do in this map. Yeah, because it's way less resource intensive. Your villager doesn't have to walk that far. Yeah, it's way better.
Yeah.
We
so
do, however,
yeah,
that's what I was about to touch on. We have a barracks in the middle, so OrangeMamba is probably planning to play for some military. Maybe he just wants to contest the middle a little bit with some spears and monks in order to grab relics, play the long game. As wait, what is... I'm not sure what he did try. Maybe he just needed a house, but that house, maybe he was trying to wall off the front of his lumber camp, which does not work on this map. There is rocky terrain, you cannot wall this off.
No, this is kind of tough.
A Burden of Atlas, thank you for your follow, very happy to have you here. We are going for an archery range in the middle, while wait, what's lumber camp is going to be chopped open. He can still wall it off with palisades towards his own base, but he has to have the awareness for that, and I'm not sure, I don't think he has scouted the middle, and I think that's a big mistake. He spent a lot of time with the scout on the right, that's just completely standing still, and he's not respecting any pressure in the middle, which he should, because he's up against Ethiopians.
Yeah. We're seeing a market, we have a stable, we have a blacksmith, so I think wait what is gonna want to pick up sooner rather than later. What I don't like for OrangeMamba, and I see a lot of players do this, is we went fast castle, but we aren't getting any castle age text. Yes, we're getting crossbow right now. We have 0 crossbow. So what are we doing with castle age? We've gone FC into doing nothing with the fact that we were in castle so fast.
Yeah, I think, and that's already something we've touched on quite a few times now, but that is once again due to the heavy walling. Because that just delays your buildings, that delays your archer production, that delays your farms, it delays everything, right? So sending 2 villagers to do that on the sides, it's just not affordable, you can't do it all. Usually if you go fast castle crossbows, you already have 3 or 4 archers on the field when you had Castle Age to upgrade those to crossbows. Here we clicked crossbow, we only now get fletching, and only after the crossbow we started producing our first archers, and that's not a great aspect of timing, and he's also ending at TC, maybe spreading himself a little bit too thin.
Yeah, if you're gonna do this, if you're gonna FC, either you drop 2 TCs right away and you try to outboom the Cumans, I wouldn't, like, that wouldn't be my priority. Or you need to push right away, so maybe you go up and instead of Market Blacksmith, you go up with 2 ranges. Your uptime will be a bit slower, but you're making archers while you're going up, and then at the same timing you would have more crossbow, you would have like 10, but still the crossbows are doing damage and the crossbows are just gonna walk in.
Yeah, we are deleting a house in order to get those villagers to safety. We did not lose a villager so far, but you're completely right. Like, if you try to match Cuman 2TC with your own 2TC, that simply won't work because the Cuman player will just always be ahead of you in economy. He has to try to do damage. Like, you either try to catch up in boom by going 3TC right away, or you're trying to go prioritize heavy army. He's trying to go for a hybrid build, I don't know, which I don't really like. We see a nice wall off to the right side by wait what with the buildings, very nice job, so that TC wouldn't have been affected by any siege push coming in. Yeah, and now OrangeMamba has to be looking for some sort of damage here.
Yeah. We have double stable, I don't think we even need the range. I'd rather build Siege Workshop if you're afraid of these archers doing too much damage to your cap. But we're getting all the upgrades. Horse Color is a little bit late for wait what, so a lot of these farms are going to expire soon with like 29 food, 30 food. The archers are being annoying, but we're not really killing anything. And again, yes, we're going for 30 right now, but we are behind in build, and we're gonna have knights on the field now.
Yeah, and as OrangeMamba is trying to be a little bit annoying about the scout, we have like basically half of his population running towards the new lumber camp on the bottom. We are not having that big of a village elite as I would have expected. That's probably due to the fast castle of OrangeMamba, and probably also because the build from wait what might have been a little bit sloppy. We see quite over 3 minutes of idle time. Only now 22 minutes and we decide to go for the siege workshop. That's a little bit too late for my taste, but still the right decision in the end.
Yeah, and I think this range is a mistake from wait what. He's not gonna use it, he might have been thinking skirmisher. But you get to calculate and you drop your own siege workshop to have something against the archers, and then you have night siege, and that's really tough to stop. So that's what I would like to see from him. We're gonna see... Why are we making scorpions as the Ethiopians?
I have no idea. Did he scam? Maybe he is expecting skirmishers, and he's like, okay, if you go for skirms, I go for scorpions. But then again, a Mangonel would have done the job just as well. Wait, what is going for a lead skirm now? He is grabbing Bowsaw. He is starting to mess a few knights. I would love to see upgrades on them, especially armor, as you are up against crossbow. So let's see. He has the resources to do so.
I really don't like a lead skirm. I get it. Well, but I would prefer your own siege. Like, if he would go for a couple of scorps, that would be great. Like the pikemen, you can kill them with the scorp. Your knights are fine. So I would prefer like an all-in, well, not all-in maybe, but like a knight play. Because now we're building a siege workshop, so we're doing knights and siege and this and that, and we're spreading ourselves really thin instead of going for like one good unit combined with siege.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a strategy mistake. Like, it always feels weird to immediately go knights in early castle age, because Ethiopians do have camels, they do have the free pikeman upgrade. It's always a weird choice. But what I'm really confused about, as you said, is the scorpion choice here. Like, we should be trying to push DCs. Like, we should definitely try to apply some pressure, make it messy, kill some villagers maybe. Yeah. And these scorpions don't really achieve any of it. Like, scorpion for me personally resembles more of a defensive siege unit, if anything. As we see some... Yeah.
Unless you're Romans.
Unless you are Romans, that's a very good addition. We see some knights roaming around the right side, starting to hit those walls. If we don't pay attention, we might break in there. That might be a very good way to tip the scale in terms of military pressure. And despite going for all this heavy military on OrangeMamba side with Ethiopians, especially a civilization like that wants to play very aggressively in the early and mid game, he hasn't killed a single villager, which is very concerning. But wait, what is catching up? OrangeMamba is catching up in villagers right now.
I think this is a great decision from Wait What to run through the side. Yes, he's a little bit of bad luck, not noticing the fact that there's a mill there, so he could have killed 5 more vills.
Oh, he sees the vill. He sees the vill being a miner. He sees the vill being a miner. If he pays attention, he should sniff out that there's a mining camp in the north.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think
he's paying attention to many spots, right? Yeah. His own TC is getting sieged. He has the skirms that he wants to use. He's trying to make more farm, so he's now looking at the farm. The knights are kind of dying to the TC, but he is gonna snipe the Mangonel from OrangeMamba, so his TC is gonna stay up.
Yeah, and this is the point in the game where you fight in many spots, and for the Ethiopians, if you just spam a few pikes in your base, you're completely fine. Your opponents will run into them. We're not a Harrow, we're not a Viper, like, these knights will get hit by those spears.
Ooh!
And... Sorry? Oh, the Mangonel is cleaning house, I completely missed that, damn it.
Yeah. Megafish has humans without TCing the middle. I think TCing the middle is probably the worst location for your...
Yeah, I was about to say, like, if you put your TC in the middle, you're asking to be siege pushed. Yeah. Like, it's...
Yeah, or castle dropped.
Yeah, or castle dropped, even worse, yes. I want these knights in the north to get a little bit of value. Like, they've died to the TC, they got hit by the pikes, we're just hitting a blacksmith now. It was the right idea to raid with those at the sides, but we were too distracted to actually get value here. And now we're trying to push this back with skirms and Mangonels. I'm not sure what the villagers are doing in the middle, and but it's still an even game, I'd say.
This is very even. We have another siege workshop for OrangeMamba. Kill count is even, more rest collect still for Wait What. What I think Wait What should think about is he should look at his own lumber camp and think, oh, that's actually quite far in the back of the map. I also know that I have some gold in the back of the map, so he might also be on like those back resources. And then if he finds the stone or he finds those berry builds that are now building a mining camp, he's gonna be in a good position, but he's just staying too close to the initial TC from OrangeMamba.
Yeah, and one thing that's a little bit weird, we have a foundation of a siege workshop in the middle, which hasn't been built yet. I think the villagers are just now walking over, and we have some unbuilt houses on the right side as well. Maybe too many spots where we had to pay attention, but I completely agree. This number camp in the south isn't really looking pretty. That might be a liability towards the later stages of the game as we're rushing down some houses. Probably being housed for a second there, and the skirmishers are walking in and are now, for the first time, seeing what kind of base OrangeMamba or what the foothold OrangeMamba has built over this middle area here.
Yeah. So now we need to shift over the Mangonels. We are not really paying attention to our skirms. Skirms don't have ballistic yet, but they are fully upgraded otherwise.
Yeah, but they are killing the crossbows, and that's not what you want as an Ethiopians player, to have your archer numbers dwindling. He's still not paying attention, only now pulling away. The knights are going to come in, clearing this army up. and suddenly I prefer Red Mamba's. Wait, what's position? Red Mamba, yeah, exactly.
Red Mamba.
Red Mamba. Why doesn't he play an orange, man?
I don't know. Now the siege jumps out, but there's some knights there, which is really nice. Orange Mamba also has enough for a castle, so I think if he feels comfortable, that castle is gonna be tea time approved castle.
Maybe, potentially.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem right now for Mamba, if he wanted to play such a castle, he does no longer have the map control to do so. Like, the army and the middle space is completely patrolled by Wet Bot at the moment, so trying to put that castle down in such a spot might not be even possible, unless he tries to sneak around the sides and be like, okay, you have your army in the middle, I'm just going to drop you into oblivion from the sides, but I don't think he's thinking about such things right now.
Here comes some pikemen, they're gonna die to the skirmisher.
They could potentially take out the Mangonel, are doing that job perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah, Orange Mamba needs to, like, I think you place your castle, like, in front of your TC, because the knights can't really get there. Wait, what also has enough for a castle? Wait, what needs to get to the second building, and then he can go up to him. And
yeah, wait, what?
Because you get so many resources as you're going up.
Yeah.
So the Cuban Boom makes it really strong to either pump out a lot of army, or get a really good uptime.
True that, yes. We are streaming some knights in from the right again. We are diving in with the skirmishers, trying to get some nasty hits there. We have knights around as well. If these knights die, I think the scorpions are going to... Wait, there's 1, 2, 3 scorpions and 1 mangonel soon to be coming out of the siege workshop. And as soon as these come out, we should maybe pull the knights, we should pull the mangonels that we still have to the right. Are doing so right now. The mangonel is moving towards this. This is a very, very, very important point in this game, and all these skirmishers might be in a little bit of trouble. Or the scorpion is,
really
who knows?
Care.
Yeah. No, scorpion goes down.
Yep. Yeah, really don't like the scorpion. Wait, what has imp resources and then some? He needs to really like focus on like getting that second building up or getting a castle up and then going up. Like he's doing a lot right now, so I know he's not focused, but he needs to look at his resources and say, okay.
Yeah, once you see those resources, Imperial Age has to be your main priority. I completely agree, especially when you have resources for a castle and you have the map control in the middle. Forward castle, Imperial Age, perfect way to end this game. On the other hand, we see OrangeMamba with a very good castle, in my opinion. I really like this. And wait, what is going to send his villagers to build a castle in the exact same spot? He might be in for a very, very bad surprise.
Well, he knows it's there, so he just builds. Just where his villas are now, just build a castle there, and you're gonna be fine. He's also raiding with more knights instead, but wait, what could have been up to him 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, that's true. He's raiding with lancers and knights on the gold now, sends all the villagers back to the TC. I like that. This castle, he doesn't know about the castle. He still has the foundation there. He did not pull villagers yet to build that. I'm not sure which villagers are supposed to be doing this, as we see one defensive castle dropped by OrangeMamba, and it makes sense. He has mobile units trying to raid his economy. Only now he sees the castle. It's kind of weird that OrangeMamba did get that castle up while he had no military in that area. I think that was a little bit of a mistake.
Here's the thing, I think we're kind of like giving this game away, because we have 6k, well 8k more resources collected, but they're all in the bag. We have 5,000 wood, 2,000 food, 3,000 gold. Like that's a way to lose this game, if I think.
That is true. As the mining camp towards the south runs out for Wait What, he's going to have to relocate those 12 villagers, potentially to the right, where there's a lot of extra resources. That's what I like about this map. It's sort of similar to Fortified Clearing, where you can prioritize either the push to the middle or expanding to the right sides or the left sides. As we see a weird castle. I think that's a trap castle for Wait What going up there. I think he wants to trap the castle and then maybe right of it.
That trap castle should have been forward. Well, not more forward, like where the knights are now, that's where you can put the castle. Although he also sees the castle from blue in the north, so maybe he wants to trap that first.
Yeah.
But now we can finally, can we please click up to imp?
Yeah,
we
just
can click up to imp in a second TC.
Yeah,
and
we can click imp probably 3 to 4 times here. If there's one thing that you should learn to get better is try to not float resources, and that's exactly what you shouldn't do. Like if you had all these resources on the map right now, you would have won this game 20 minutes ago. If the resources
we can drop
you have
10 stables, 30 farms, and make 5,000 paladins.
Yeah, and we could have done the same thing like 10 minutes ago, right? So it's It's wasted potential. We see a bunch of mango nodes to the left. I don't know what those are for.
Yeah. Megafish is typing so fast that he's getting smacked by Nightbot.
Is he?
You have Nightbot now, but you need to go to the settings because Nightbot is really strict. He Megafish types castle please with caps, and if you have like 3 capital letters in a message, it will just type you.
I'm fine with that, honestly. I don't really like caps lock anyway. No, that's a topic for another day. The problem we now face, wait, what is... Yes, he is up to Imp. He's lucky that OrangeMamba isn't up to Imp yet, because if he was, if he didn't invest all those resources into Magnuts, and if he clicked up himself to a similar time, we would have been in a position where we are 2 castles versus 1 in trap production, and that's never a good sign, because you will lose the castle, and then you will lose control over the middle area again. He is up to Imp, he still has to clear out 2 castles, and he still has to find his way into a significant economy rate as we see a second castle going up in the right. Maybe he wants to double down on killing the castle in the middle, then transition to the castle in the left. Or getting thumb ring, is that for kip checks?
Yeah, he's going kip check and he's going skirms. I'm not in love with the skirms because we don't get braver. I know you, but you're against Ethiopians, so if you have enough skirms, that's fine. We see the kip check try to raid now, that's fine. And I think the raids is what has won, like, wait, what this game at this point. Because if without the raid, OrangeMamba would have had a better economy setup. With the raids, it's good now. Wait, what needs to start making traps as he just got in? Please start making traps.
The thing, I was just making sure that I had the right memory here, but humans are missing braces, so I'm not in love with their skirms in any case. But
and wait, what is not queuing up any traps, so he might lose the trap war if he doesn't shoot them fast.
Yeah, why are we building those 2 castles and reaching him first if we don't go for traps, especially with that castle placement that we have? That's like made for him trapping, and he doesn't do so. Yeah, that's a little bit weird. Maybe he just forgot. Now he's queuing up some. Now he's
yeah, heavy step lancer. We have quite a few. We have quite a few on the left side as well. They're just not.
Yeah, and these could find their way into the economy fairly easily. Like he could just run through the TC or easily break through walls. Like step lancer is the perfect unit to break palisades. No, he's just deciding to run in there by himself. Now letting go of the unit control, so they're diving underneath the TC, and now he's grabbing them and running into the economy. Very, very good, especially if you go to Imp in a kind of a stalemate situation where you are both trying to trap through the middle. Raiding through the sides can actually be the tool to tip the scales into your favor a little bit, so I'm curious to see how this late game will play out now. What stuff do you prefer?
If we would get to a late game with both Civs 200 popping in the same spot, I prefer Ethiopia.
I would 100% agree.
But right now, I'm not sure. As we see Onager click for OrangeMamba, OrangeMamba has 7 mangonels, so...
Does he know Ethiopians have bomber cannons?
Yeah. So help Onager? Like, I think that could work, even against, like, even from this position. It's only 121 to 115 build. So it's not like the eco lead is huge. Or, obviously, wait, what is still ahead? Wait, what should win this trap war?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
We are losing the Scorpions. And now
We're
the
also losing a
Mangonels.
pikeman.
Yeah, and now the Mangonels. Oh, does this Mangonel get one more shot, and every Mangonel you kill will not be affected by the Onager upgrade? No.
Yeah.
Oh, these Mangonels are terribly out of position as the Step Lancers, the elite Step Lancers at this point, are trying to go in, snipe the siege here. Oh, that's a big cleanup. You don't care about the pikes at this point, you only want to snipe that siege. Step Lancers not too terrible to clean up the pikemen. Oh, that's a big Onager shot though. And the skirmishers were out of position. They could have fought back against the pikes a little bit. I think that was a bit of a mistake. But there's so much going on that might be forgiven. The 2 traps on the right side should be moved towards the middle castle like years ago. But yeah, now we get to this Imperial stage where suddenly the game accelerates in pace and everything's going on at the same time.
This is not too bad for OrangeMamba. If OrangeMamba's now, like, if he can queue up enough pikes to protect the siege, and then go in with the Onagers, I think he's actually in a decent spot. Like, we're not making that many more Step Lancers right now. Like, we're not really producing enough. Like, look at these shots on the skirms, wow.
Yeah, that's really deadly, but the Knights are coming in trying to take care of the siege. They will do so, I think. Still alive. The Knights are pulled back. Yeah. No, we should have killed this. That's one Onager too much, that's alive. The castle in the top goes down. that might be the go button for Wait What to be like, okay, this eco is undefended now, I can just raid this part of the eco now. And I think that should be his main priority. Push through the middle with the leftover traps, and raid with the mobility towards the top side. I think that's his way into the game.
And this is another, like, again, it's 12k more resources collected, but if you look at the bank for Wait What right now, that's more than 12k resources. So if you look at resources on the field, OrangeMamba is actually doing a really good job. Now he is losing his siege again. He needs to, like, really, I think you lean into the onagers right now.
Yeah.
And he needs more upgrades on the halberdiers. Like, you need that final armor, especially against the Jack, so...
Yeah, and the castle in the middle goes down as well, and we have 31 to 6 army, and we are calling it GG.
And we have the GG. I don't even know if this is over.
I mean, the thing is, it's 20. We invested into Onager with just such an expensive upgrades. We lost all of them, and now we are 27 to 6 army. He doesn't have any castle to protect his economy. His opponent has like traps on the field. He has elite steps on the field. I think it's fair to call it.
I think if Wait What would use all his resources and do the raids, and then yes, it's over. But I think Wait What would find it very tough to push this position any further. Like, yes, they're trapped, but he's still losing a lot to them. Like, a lot of the steps to halberdiers. He's not really making. I think Help Onager is a winning combination right now for Wait What.
Definitely.
For OrangeMamba. So
yeah,
that's the tricky part. And Merafish says Red would gain like 150 elo if he could spend his red. Yes. Like late game, he needs to be spamming. And even if you're spamming like your step lancers and they die to halberdiers, and like you're still distracting your opponent. So we need select all stables or put your stables on a control group. Build. He has 5 stables. Have 10 spam units.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we had an imperial time of 40 minutes, which is like 10 minutes too late for Wait What. Like, you should have clicked up way sooner. Imagine him being to imp 13 minutes before his opponent, not just 3, and then suddenly the game's over like half an hour earlier. And yeah, APM I don't expect to be too high in this sort of elo. 33, that's not too bad. Well, I'm glad to see Wait What coming back into the series. He's not demoralized after the fairly dominant Game 1 win from OrangeMamba, so we are going to go into Game 3, which we would have done anyway because it's play all 3, but 1-to-1 makes Game 3 a little bit more exciting, and I'm gonna see if they are already in there. So it is going to be Franks versus Persians. That is very interesting, very interesting, probably more cavalry oriented. Maybe for booming, maybe for, like, both civilizations can boom pretty well. Both civilizations can have initiative to fight for the relics with a little bit of a few spears and scouts. Let's see what the approach is going to be here.
I hate both civs, to be honest.
I would prefer Franks because they can boom very well with farms, and they have bombard cannons, which Persians do not. That's the one big thing that they have over them. Yeah, maybe that's a comfort pick at this point. Maybe they're not that big of experts on that map, but.
I think if you have really good players on this map, they manage to do like a fast-ish aim, or maybe like 1 TC and like a small boom, but then they to go forward pretty fast. And yeah, I prefer that sort of strategy. So let's see what we get.
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to let you cover the Civ matchup and map this time. Go ahead.
Yeah, so welcome to Game 3. We have Wait What playing as the Persians on the left side of the map. Persians, renowned for their amazing unique unit, which used to be amazing like 15 years ago, but it's not so amazing today because we see a lot of monks. Persians, good boom tip, RTCs work faster, and depending on what age you're in, it's gonna be faster. I'm looking at this boar lore, and that was pretty tricky.
Yeah, and one thing I'm going to say is you already see that these players are not that familiar with this map, because usually you want to lure the boar with the scout on this map, but that's just a minor detail. It's kind of weird to start with farms with a castle but still be in Dark Age. You have more villagers, you have different resources. You really have to practice this map. If you do and your opponent isn't prepared, then I think that gives you a very big advantage. I'm sorry I interrupted you, you can continue.
Yeah, sorry. Franks, obviously, like the ultimate, I just want to make cavalry civ. You start with a berry bonus. I'm not eating the berries yet. I think he's gonna go on meal now. you get the free horse crawler, free farm upgrades, and you just get really strong cavalry. The reason I don't really like Franks on this map is that you just die to good like gunpowder units as long as they can protect them. You die to early pushes, and you like still if you get a lot of cav on the field, it's still tough to break those stone walls. Yes, you have bombard cannons, but they're not special in any way. So I think it's just better saved. And now we're up against Persians. Persians get pretty decent camels. So you're gonna have to not just make knights, you're gonna have to do something else. Probably
one thing I hate for OrangeMamba, he plays Franks who get free mill upgrades from Feudal Age forward, and he is spamming all his farms in Dark Age. When none of these upgrades are in, he should have just pulled 2 or 3 more builds to the berries and gathered those, and then go Feudal Age and drop a few more farms in Feudal Age. I really hate that, I'm sorry, I just can't help myself.
Yeah.
The next thing is, usually on this map, maybe both players don't feel confident enough, but the king is very fast, can cover a lot of distance in a very short time. Both players kind of hiding with their king inside their base from the start. Usually you want to use your king a little bit for scouting on this map, but I would understand, especially if you're not used to that setting, to stay a little bit at home with them.
Yeah, I'm already looking at this, and I think we might want to change what script we're using. Because we're just using regular forest, fortress.
Yep.
I was thinking about Glade. My mind is still on the Glade game and the strategy I have for it. Because there is a map script which has your castles forward. So right now, both castles are in the back, but on like the fortress in game. Like sometimes one player can have his castle in the front in a really good defensive position, and the other player has his castle in a back corner that's useless.
Yeah, that's a good point, because in the random map script it's not really balanced out. The problem is right now, the way I went about it, was every map that is not in the standard maps, we just didn't put into the mod pack to not overload it, because we have a shit ton of maps in the map pool. So maybe we might change it for this one. The thing is, we say damn. Why do we say damn? I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, probably expecting a fast castle. Now, this could be a fast castle, but this is also tricky. We're going Market Blacksmith. You actually start with a barrack. So I would like to see a stable. I really like that, because you can make some scouts, play arena style. And you're not going to use the blacksmith anyway.
Yeah,
so
that's kind of true. I think stable is better, yeah.
Stable, just make a couple scouts to protect the relics. Like, I'm expecting this to be an arena type game where both players boom. I'm not expecting any, like, maybe we're gonna see forward castles from OrangeMamba.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you can see OrangeMamba isn't that used to the build, because by the time he's gonna click up, he's gonna have 10,000 food. Well, maybe not, but yeah, it's a pretty tricky build.
Oh, it definitely is. I think I've looked into it once because I was forced to, because one of my opponents in AoE leagues had the same map. I was terrible. Like, once you get the build down, you still have to think about strategy, because it isn't just plain and simple arena, because with the towers and potentially a forward castle of your opponent, you can't just go forward with your own castle. Like, in most cases, that just simply doesn't work, because you have too many defensive tools. Also, you have a little bit more space to expand. You're not pressed up against the woodline or the wall as you are on arena, so I think this map is even more boomy than arena generations, and it changes the Civ matchups by a lot, actually, as we see both players now on the way to castle. Wait, what is going to be earlier? First of all, because of the cleaner build, also because he's Persians. We do see double bit X picked up by OrangeMamba, very good decision to do so. But I agree, I don't expect anything aggressive going on. I would have preferred both players to go a light cav control with a little bit of boom behind it. We do see, wait, what, going to stone? That's the confusing part. Maybe he wants to go 4TC, or he actually, I'm not sure what that is for. Probably just for the 4TC at this point. I'm not sure why we would go to stone right now.
Well, you want to go 3TCs, you only start with 150 stone.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's my bet then. I don't know the map anyway. Okay, yeah. You don't start.
I don't like the mining camp though. What I would do is either I place my first TC here and then go onto stone to get the second TC, or you just send 5 build. Like, you don't need the mining camp here.
I mean, at this point you can just buy the stone. You have 3 villagers in gold, you are close to 300 gold, and wait, what do we do?
Yeah, oh, we're building a barracks. No!
Oh, we already have a barracks. Yeah, like, this barracks.
Or Persian longswords.
No.
No?
I feel qualified to say no, yeah. I mean, the thing is, this barracks is over here, like hiding behind the castle in plain sight. Maybe he just didn't realize this. And this castle, this barracks is sitting next to the castle, being like, "Am I a joke to you?" And yes, I mean that's a little bit of a screw up, but I'm sure these players. Wait, whose home map is this? Wait, what one? So it's OrangeMamba's home map, yeah. So it makes sense that Wait, what isn't really familiar with this. So yeah, he's forgiven to do so. We do see. Oh, I hate this TC from OrangeMamba. I hate it.
I don't mind it. And the reason I don't mind it is that you'll see players do this, where they go outside their walls and wall up to the edge of the map. He can easily delete a few stone walls and then finish his stone walls in the north.
I do see that, but I'm still missing some. Like it's just visually, it's just lacking space for farming. We are frank.
Well, you can farm in. You can farm in the back. That's fine. You can farm around your TCs. You fill up the mill, and then your next TC is probably going to be on that wood gold spot, and there's plenty of room for farming here. So I don't mind this. What I do mind is the fact that this barracks, you say it's not that big. Imagine if he doesn't build that barracks. That means he either has a table right now, or he has another TC.
It's a very major mistake. Like it's still close to 200 wood that he could have spent on other things. I do think it's a big mistake, but he's forgiven to not realize that he already has a barracks if that's not his home map, because it's a very unique map. Yeah.
Okay. Wait, what is gonna trade with OrangeMamba? We have a trade card in queue right now. So that's a strategy on this map where you try to ally your opponent and then you trade with them. And then once you're both 200 pop, then you stop trading and then you start again.
Like, how can you keep a straight face saying something like that? Like, that sounded that sounded so serious. We are going for a stable, and that stable. I don't like the positioning, but let's not hang ourselves up on that. We are going for loom now. Maybe that's just I don't know. It's we have knights on the field. That's a little bit weird. Like if we wanted to play for map control, like we're not going to push any base with those knights. If we wanted to go for map control and relics, that probably should have been light cav. And if your opponent has monks out, yeah, I'm not.
I really don't like what What's doing. We're sort of on stone. We're sort of on foot. We're sort of booming. We're sort of making knights with an armor upgrade. We're not really booming because we're on 50Cs. We're not really going army. We're not really pushing. We're not really doing anything right now. And I think that's this map as we have a pause.
Do we?
Are we good?
Yes, we are.
Okay, well maybe it's just my internet being stupid.
Oh.
What you need to do in this map, I think you either go extreme greed, so 3 TCs and then 4 TCs, or you push. Like if you do this in between thing and you're up against a really good fortress player, you die.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And that counts for both players, because wait what? Because he made the barracks also only on 2 TCs, they're 2-person TCs. He's also now getting bloodlines for no unit. It's not... What are we doing?
Now, interestingly enough, OrangeMamba is going for a double monastery play here. I'm not sure what that is for. Maybe he wants to play knights and is expecting camels. Maybe that's what the monasteries are for. Or now that he has scouted a lot of the map, as he's sending 4 villagers to the top for some reason, probably for expansion. Maybe he saw that the relics are still up for grabs and he's like, okay, if you don't take them, I'm just going to take initiative on that one. I think one of the two thoughts might be the reasoning, and this TC to the north is so damn, like, that's so random to me.
He sees the gold in the back. Like, why not just build it in the back? You can be super safe. You can fit 5 TCs there if you want
we
to.
see the stone and the gold in the middle as we can pick up the first relic. Very, very nice. And like you said, we could have even dropped it on a wood line and the safe back gold. I have no idea why he's going there. That makes no sense to me at all.
Okay.
This looks so wrong. Yeah.
No clue.
We do see a third TC now coming up for the Persians, and it's kind of weird that even after going fast castle, we see both players actually staying on 2 TCs for a very, very long time. Like, usually you either go for the relics immediately and then add TCs behind it, or you go for 3 TC immediately and then add maybe some military units or monks onto the field. Both players did something that is really weird, like both players only going for 2 TCs. Like with Persians, it could make sense because you're Persians, right? You can't really afford 3 TC villager production like in early Castle Age anyway. But for the Franks, he should probably try to go free TC immediately, which he didn't do for a long time. And that is already reflected in the villagers. Look at this, we already have a 10 villager lead for the Persians.
Yeah, but that's more because of Persians than because
Yes.
of PTCs.
I mean, it kind of is, because if Persians play 2 TC and Franks only play 2 TC, that will always play into what Persians want to do. Because if you both have the same amount of TCs, Persians will always just pull ahead in economy. That's what I was thinking, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just I don't like what either player is doing. We're starting to float resources as well. Both players have enough for a castle. Frank.
What
Yeah,
I
now they
like
have enough for a
OrangeMamba
castle.
doing is what he's doing now. He is going out for monks. He sniffed out the camels. He was expecting camels. The monk is just casually strolling by here.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there we
Now
go.
he's converting. Now he's converting. Okay. The camel is going to be converted, I think. Oh, yes. This is a very good conversion. Wait, what is sending forward villagers? What I was trying to say is OrangeMamba expected camels, went for the monks, gets rewarded in the middle with that conversion. Also, he's sending vills forward in order to outpost right around the map and around his opponent's base. I'm not sure what what was doing with those 7 villagers out in the open. Decides to pull them back, build a stable next to his walls. And now we see the expansion.
The castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a castle. We see the expansion now. TC on the gold, castle there. That's nice.
There's one spot in the middle
mode.
that's has a little bit of elevation. I think that would have been a very contested spot if both players tried to contest that. Because it's right in the middle of both bases and it's the only real spot where you can put a castle on the hill in the middle. So I think putting a castle there might be a very, very big priority for either player. Let's see if they will choose to play around that one. The outposts are coming up, I like it. We do see infantry armor picked up by OrangeMamba, probably trying to boom into some sort of pikeman answer to the camels. What should Persians do here?
You can go for a hand cannon, so I think that should be like your play. Also, I don't mind the way OrangeMamba is building this castle, because he's thinking I need to protect this TC in the middle that is on a gold. So I don't mind it. Like, yes, a TC in the middle would be amazing, and I think that's what we're gonna see from Wait What.
Oh, he's going to run right into this. He doesn't know this. He doesn't know this yet. He's sending. Yeah, now he sees it. Now he sees it. Yeah.
Now you build it on the hill instead. No, not that. Okay, no.
Oh, he's
on the hill.
You go on the hill and try to go. Yes, exactly.
Okay, good.
Yes, you go on the hill, and now you're thinking about Imperial Age. Once you see he's out in the castle and your castle's on the hill, I think you have to think about Imperial Age. I don't think we should get all these upgrades. I don't think we should get Light Cav and Husbandry. We should save those food resources for Imperial Age, in order to be able to trap down this position. I think that would be the right play. I'm not sure if you agree, but that would have been my approach. We get hand card. We get hand card. That delays Imperial Age even further. I don't like it.
Yeah. At the same time, though, OrangeMamba's getting pikeman. Like, I don't know if he sees the castle, but he knows that, yeah, he sees the castle. Like, look at his vision.
Yeah, like, once you have this, like, once you have these two castles facing each other, you only think about Imperial Age. I'm not sure why they are picking up all the expensive upgrades here.
Yeah. This is, like, Imp ASAP. And wait, what? Actually buying and selling some resources. He is gonna go up.
Yeah, now realizing it.
2 gold. We need 2 golds.
Yep.
Oh, we're making another trade card. We're making another trade card, so we're gonna do more trading.
Yeah, it's just popping out of the workshop. Oh, come on.
There it is.
Do we have a name? Gold. Do we have a name for accidental trade cards? Because we have Gary for militia, but trade cards.
I call them Frank, the militia.
Oh,
Gary
you call
is
Frank?
Militia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Gary is T-time. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we need a name for trade cards as well. I think that's the second most. Well, I think you produce more accidental cards than you produce militia, actually.
Yeah. Well, Bergman said there were like, what was it, like 18 trade cards at some point, and I think we might finish up with like 30. We know who made them now.
Oh, do we?
He deleted it.
I mean, that's fair. He needs the pop space.
No.
No? Okay.
Great. Do it. Yeah. So we have what is going up before the Franks players. Jump for Light Cap, but the Light Cap are a little bit late.
He's 2 minutes ahead.
Because there's already 4 relics. Yeah.
I'm not sure
Now,
what
what
light cav is for.
I would like to see University. I think he knows about the fact that his opponent is on Pikeman. So I think you're gonna need a University. And then you go Camel and hand cannons. We're going crossbow.
I think we're going to go Commander on trash balls now. I think that's what he's thinking.
Okay.
We get Thumb Ring, yeah, it's definitely the crossbow line. What I would like to see is first picking up the castle upgrade and only then producing crossbows. Because otherwise you're just throwing gold away for no reason.
Yeah.
We are hitting Imperial Age.
As well.
Yeah, we see Imperial Age coming in 2 minutes before the opponent.
Why is Commander running the forward castle?
That's a little bit tilting. That's a little bit tilting, yeah. I would have expected traps to come out here and Commander Run coming out of the backwards castle, yeah, I totally agree. His opponent is going for the second armor. He knows that this is very tough. And we are going to see... what is this castle? Why don't you build it next to the one on the hill as well? I don't get it. Like, if you want to go if you want to go for the 2-to-1 castle ratio in the middle to ensure you win the trap war, then just place this castle on the hill too. Like, I don't know what he's doing.
I would like to see like Commander Run would be in the back castle. I think what also needs to be in the back castle ASAP is conscription.
Oh yes, so conscription, a very underrated upgrade, yes. As well, like for any unit production really. And we are going to see some sort of cavalry plus pikemen versus cavalry plus Commander Run play. I'm not sure whose composition will be better. On paper, Persians are playing with a double gold comp, only that they don't pay any gold, but it's still a gold unit in terms of quality. But the thing is, Persians don't have Bracer, Persians don't have Arbalest, so OrangeMamba is saying, oh shit, probably realizing that he's in a very big trouble here.
Yeah, I think though his comp is better. Like, if you need to get to it, right? Like, he might lose his castle, might lose his CC, panic unit in.
I know what happened. He says, my bad wrong settings. I think he went for the relics and now the relic victory is counting down.
Oh, yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, but it's a Showmatch, it's fine. Yeah, we are diving underneath the castle, taking care of the trap. We don't want to dive to those traps.
Yeah, that's good, that's good.
Very good play, yes.
Now we need to, repair the castle, but yeah. And now we see the pikemen, and I think camel hand cannons would win, because the hand cannons do well against knights or cavalier. But they don't. The archers do nothing.
Yeah, Commander Run against Pike Cavalry is just a bait. You need the hand cannons. I'm completely with you on that one. It's always tempting to go for them. I can see that, but hand cannon. Oh, that's a very bad engagement. We are trying to dive on the trap, which is protected by all the pikemen around, or the halbs at this point, and we took a lot of castle shots and pikemen hits, and. Yeah, he's dropped the ball a little bit on this one. Like, these Commander Run crossbows are nice as a trash unit, but you can't play them as if they were fully upgraded crossbows. Yeah. It simply doesn't work. Like, they're terrible in Imperial Age. It's just like it's a late game unit that should have been hand cannons. You touched on it, and I completely agree. Yeah, and we've dropped the ball a little bit here. We are still seeing the trap war. I'm interested to see, especially with the resources both players are floating. In a trap war, do you prefer going for masonry early if you know that it's going to happen, or do you think these resources are better spent elsewhere?
I like masonry here in a trap war. What I would also like is for OrangeMamba to go back to traps again. You have knights.
He's doing so.
Still lack the last armor.
He's doing so. That's perfect play. He's even splitting them up. He's snapping one on the top. He's snapping one on the bottom. Very well played. Yeah. The Commander Run crossbows won't do anything. Like, you don't have the numbers. You don't have the rest. That should have been hand cannons once again. And now we're trying to throw upgrades. We're throwing Bodkin and ballistics onto them to no units. There's no unit left that is going to be upgraded by that. And suddenly we have more traps on blue side. The castle in the middle is going to go down. The cavalry are helping. We don't have murder holes, so even the cavalry can hit the castle here as well. And I think Waitbot has to be very frustrated here.
Yeah, and I think just knights or cavalier and help is just such a good unit composition. It's so hard to stop. You need hand cannons. That's like one of the options. Yes, you can go for your own cavalier in front, but then you don't really want your own halberdiers, but maybe you just counter with that. It's so tricky to play against. And yeah, like you said, the Commander on crossbows are bait. They're a complete bait. Late game, if you're like if there's no gold left, you can go for them. They trade effectively, but right now they're just not good enough.
Exactly. It's a late game unit, and now I can't believe that we were up to Imp 2 minutes earlier. We had the castle in the middle, and we are losing this hard.
Yeah, I would say this is the equivalent of saying, oh, okay, I can go melee longsword or melee two-handed swordsman
in early castle.
because that's like a great unit.
Yeah.
No, they're not. They're a bad unit, but they're cheap.
Yes, of course they are, yeah.
So,
I think that's going to be a big lesson, and we are, like, look at the military, both castles are down, we have 45 to 12 army, we have 20 more villagers for the Frank player as well. This game is over.
Okay.
And he has the relics, by the way. And like, the thing is, the way for Wade Watt to win this game is pushing, because his opponent sits on 4 relics while we don't have any relics. He already collected 1700 gold. He should have been pushing, but he's heavily pushed, so that's not a good sign in any case. Yeah.
And where did it go wrong? Well, you had 2 castles in the middle, 1 at the back. You used the back castle for upgrades. You used the 2 front castles to get traps, and you need the camels in the middle, but you need to have the hand cannons behind. You need to have something against halberdiers that's not bad. 45? What's 45? Word of Atlas says 45, but I can't see.
Yeah, and I think Wade Watt is kind of probably wondering where along the road did he lose the game, because it's not obvious to players of lower elos, I think. He was in a very great position and a very commanding position to take control over this game, and this has to be a big lesson for him.
Now, I will say the one thing that's happening right now that I don't like is we are trying to chase down these camels. Leave the camels. I think you keep the helps near your traps. There's even a song about that.
Yeah, definitely.
You need to remember it. Keep them near your traps by Dave Aoe. It's pretty good. And then you attack with the cavalier. Like you try to knock down this wall. The gate is even open. You
yeah, and one thing, like it's always easy to critique those people, but let's point out that something that OrangeMamba is doing very well. He's doubling down on his production buildings. We see a lot of barracks, a lot of stables, but between the 2 castles, he's streaming in units. Look at the minimap. There's a ton of blue units coming in. That's something he did very, very well. He also did well in pushing all of this pressure back. Very, very good reaction by him. It's the right choice of composition as well. Like,
that is really important. It's the composition. It's not going blindly for just knights.
Exactly, yes.
That's what he did really well, because then he would have died to the camel. Adding the
Paladin is coming in.
Yeah, adding the health and pikemen, that's what won in the game. So his opponent couldn't go blind camels, tried to go for commander and didn't work. I want to talk briefly about the bases being trapped. What do you think, what grade would you give to 2 castles in the north? Like, what do you think Tea Time would say?
Can we go into the negatives? Because the castle, I mean, the thing is they are protecting.
The king is out in the open. The king is out in the open, sorry.
Is it? Oh, really? Wait, let's keep track of... Oh yeah, he didn't move it at all. He's just hiding behind the house here. This game might be, if he sees this, the game might be over due to King's Knight. I think he completely forgot about this. He might be calling the GG before that happens, but his base is raided by halberdiers trying to fight helps with camels. That's not a good place to be in. Paladins are also coming into the eco. We can talk about the 2 castles later. I want to see this king go down.
Yeah.
Maybe he's going to kill it intentionally. Unintentionally, maybe.
I think so, because you're not looking at your units, like we are looking right now.
This is the first villager.
That's a veil.
It's getting attacked now. Yeah, the game's over. GG to accidental King's Knight. No, the King's just standing. Now it's getting attacked.
The king is moving. No, kill it. No,
it's in the TC. Do you get a notification when it's attacked?
No. Not a special one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Red was so focused on other upgrades that he forgot the traps and laid on crossbows. Yeah, keep in mind what elo this is, right? You don't have the elo on screen.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, my bad.
800 elo, so we're having a lot of critiques on players, but well, I think they're more around 1,000 than were 800. But they're playing really well. This is not a high elo game at all.
Yeah, I think it's towards 1k. I can look after the game. I'm wondering why we're not calling it. Honestly.
Yeah, maybe I don't know either. At this point. Well, we've seen that a lot. Like Wade Watt didn't really call the first game fast in his set.
I mean, this is ACCM territory at this point. It might even be worse. Where's the king? The king moves back towards the left now. He's sitting at the gold. Maybe he doesn't want to give his opponent the victory as long as he has a king.
Yeah, but there's no way to push back. Like, commander and crossbows are not it. And I know we saw them in that one game that's on T90's channel right now, where they actually did well, but that was because they had no opposition, and then once there was a mangonel, they died.
So let's rate these castles. I mean, it's protecting a wood line, it's protecting some farms, and the middle one is protecting, I guess, a few farms as well. Like, in total, they might go towards even. Maybe we come back at
I
zero.
don't like them. Yeah. Anyway, we see the fields getting raided in the south, well, south of Red Space.
He's building a castle to protect the king once again. Come on, this isn't necessary. You don't have.
And
to
I know
do
you're
this.
getting camel raids in, but at this point, losing villagers is good for OrangeMamba.
Oh,
he
the paladin! The paladin!
HQ.
The paladin! He's just running past the king. The one paladin.
Paladin are blind.
The king's just right here. He's like, this is fine. Like, I still have a castle. Ah, yeah, okay, this is just... Do we really have to play this out?
Not really. Oh. Yeah, we sent a few units back. Well, fine. We're sending a lot of units. Oh, there's more red bills there in the north. I didn't even spot those.
Yeah.
Yeah. At this point, we need to.
We have over double the score. We are down to 60 population while our opponent is pop capped, and streaming helps in our base. Come on. What are we trying here? He knows that maybe he's hoping that his opponent will somehow. Yeah. No. There it is. Okay.
GG. Yeah.
Yes, very interesting game. Burden of Atlas, first time chatter says 45. I'm not quite sure what emoji that is. And then he says dyslexic question mark. If I stuttered a little bit during my speech, I'm sorry. I haven't been a caster for very long. Yeah, but very interesting game. I think, especially casting with you, we can give a lot of pointers to players like this in this elo to heavily improve their game. That's what I like about this.
Yeah.
Also,
and I think both losses, like game 1 was tough, but it was just getting pinned in. But that's a map thing, right?
Yeah.
That's unique to that map. I think game 2 was lost, almost lost because Wade Watt was floating a lot of his resources. And then game 3, Wait, what? Like, he had the idea, like the castle was on the hill, he got the earlier aim time, but then he didn't use the earlier aim time, and that's something we've talked about even in game 2 as well.
Yeah,
he
and
didn't
especially
go for enough traps.
And especially something that low elo players just don't think about, because it's rarely important, but sometimes it can be game deciding, is use your forward castle for the traps first and the conscription in the back castle. This was a very, very, very big thing. Because conscription takes a while, and if you have those traps out earlier, you suddenly maybe kill the first castle faster, then it's not for traps that you have in your face. Yeah, so OrangeMamba is in the chat. Very well played, dude. Very, very cool games.
I think what's really important for playing, and I learned this like when I was starting out playing ranked, is when you go up to the next age, why are you going up? You're not going up for fun, you're going up because you want to make traps, or you want to go for an upgraded unit. You're not going up to get command round.
So basically what you're saying is something that I always tell beginner players. If you want to play the game on an advanced level, try to always have a reason for everything. Try to question your own instincts and choices. Like, do I really have to do that? Do I really have to spend that res on this right now? Do I really need the villagers on this right now? Try to have reasons for what you're doing. Don't just do it blindly. That's a very big step on improving. And Nohab is in the chat. Hi, how are you doing?
Hello. And then I think for OrangeMamba, since he's in chat, I want to say, if you like, especially this last game on Fortress, if you guys played a good Fortress player, even at your elo, like someone who plays this map a lot and really likes it, even if it's not regicide, you're both gonna lose due to not like the mid game took really long on this map. Like, yes, it doesn't look like it because both of you reached imp around the same time. But if you have one player that's really good and either does like a faster boom or goes for more aggression early, you guys are both going to struggle. And I think you will get those types of players in the actual tournament.